Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome to my 77th TTM video. TTM stands for Through the Mail, where we send out autograph requests to athletes, famous people, what have you, and hope they send our stuff back, preferably signed. Today I will share 4 TTMs that I received through the mail. Been a while since I've got any. I will share a great mail day, from some contest wins to some friend mail. Those channels will get the shout-outs today. I'll also share some pickups that I got to help with some sets, and a couple of goodbyes to a bunch of athletes who were certainly great in their day, and also a little TTM news. Hopefully this video will work. I've tried for the last week about 8 times. I had to get a new camera because the first 2 didn't work, and now I got, storage issues, so hopefully this will work. All right, hope everybody's been doing well and staying safe, especially everybody down there in Florida, South Carolina, Puerto Rico. Hope you're all doing well after Hurricane Ian. Just some news on the TTM front. If you send out to Henry Cotto anymore, I saw that he's now charging $5 a signature. So I guess he's trying to just cut down on his mail. And also Lou Whitaker is not signing through the mail anymore. He's sending the stuff back. I guess either he's getting too much mail and wants to cut back, or people aren't sending him the fee, I guess, that he requires. But either way, he's stopped. And if you're a NASCAR fan, Bill Elliott is also not signing anymore as well. Excuse me. All right, now on to the goodbyes to these athletes. This first athlete was a great catcher. Played for the Mets for a long time on a lot of bad Met teams. And he was one of my favorite Mets growing up because the Mets stunk when I was a kid. 1979, I was 7 years old. This guy I thought was great. And he or Lee Mazzilli usually represented the Mets on the All-Star team, since you have to have one representative from each team. And this gentleman was John Stearns. Got him on that card there. He's the first real Met I ever wrote. And I got back a little, like 4, 5.5, something, by whatever picture. It was pre-signed. And I thought, wow, that's the greatest thing in the world. And I remember seeing him at Shea Stadium the first time I went in '79, and there was nobody there. They were playing the Chicago Cubs, and my dad had bought tickets way up top, and he said, don't worry. And we marched down, and it was just empty, and the ushers were like, yeah, go ahead. No one's coming to this game. So that was my memory of that. But he was a great catcher, tough as nails. He was a good base stealer, too. He stole a lot of bases as a catcher. So thank you, Mr. Stearns. Rest in peace. This next person, Hall of Famer. Played in the NFL, the AFL. Got to the Hall of Fame in 1987. And goodbye to Mr. Len Dawson. Right there, throwing the ball. Len Dawson, as I said, made the Hall of Fame in 1987. Played for the Chiefs mostly. Was on the Steelers for a short time and the Browns, but they cut him and took on with the AFL. He also helped legitimize the AFL. After the Colts lost to the Jets in Super Bowl III, people thought, that's a fluke. It won't happen again. Well, a year later in Super Bowl IV in New Orleans, the Chiefs were heavy underdogs to the Minnesota Vikings by 12 to 15 points, somewhere in there. And the Chiefs upset the Vikings, and that helped establish the AFL as a really legitimate league. He was named Super Bowl MVP. Never saw him play, because I was too young when he retired. I was I think 3, something like that. I remember him, though, on Inside the NFL on HBO with Nick Bonacani. He and Nick would do that show. It first came on, I think, Thursday nights at 7:30, and they replayed it the next night, but that was a fun show. Learned a lot about the NFL and these 2 Hall of Famers, as they were, pre-Hall of Famers. And I used to love the end when they'd pick the games to see who would pick the right teams. So rest in peace, Mr. Dawson. He was a great TTMer. The third person, this gentleman, was MVP of the National League 60 years ago, and that's Mr. Maury Wills. I'll try to get him a little closer before he falls off on me. Maury's the gentleman sliding into third base there against the San Francisco Giants in that picture. Outside that 1962 season, he set the single-season stolen base record, which was eventually broken by Rickey Henderson. Mr. Wills came up late in life to play in the major leagues. He was in his late 20s when he made the majors, with the Dodgers. Afterwards, he played with the Pittsburgh Pirates and also the Montreal Expos. He was a manager for the Seattle Mariners for one season, and his son Bump Wills was a Major League ball player as well. Now, when I was working in Washington, D.C., I worked with an older gentleman who was from Washington, and he told me about Maury Wills, who was a Washington, D.C. native. Said he knew him. Yeah, I went to high school with him, and they used to call him Sonny. That was his nickname, he said. So, rest in peace, Mr. Wills. And the fourth one, he's a former heavyweight boxer, great fighter in his day. That's Mr. Ernie Shavers. He's the gentleman standing up right there. This is when he fought Larry Holmes for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. Mr. Holmes is the gentleman on the floor. He knocked him down, but Larry Holmes came up to win the fight. One of the hardest punchers around in his day. Famously fought Muhammad Ali in 1977 in Madison Square Garden. Ali nicknamed him the Acorn for his bald head. But Ali also said that Shavers hit me so hard my kinfolk in Africa felt it. And he was a hard puncher, one of the hardest of all times. Never won the heavyweight championship, but fought in the golden age of heavyweights, as it was known. When Sylvester Stallone was casting Rocky III, one of the men he auditioned for the part of James Clubber Lang was Ernie Shavers. He also auditioned Joe Frazier and settled on one man from Chicago by the name of Mr. T. And the rest is history. But yeah, he was in contention at the beginning. So rest in peace, Mr. Shavers. And gentleman that recently passed away just a couple days ago, I didn't get anything up for him, they're hidden somewhere, is Mr. Hector Lopez, two-time World Series champ with the New York Yankees. He passed away. He was 93. I did send him something about 2 weeks ago, so I don't think it's going to get signed, but I understand. I can get lucky and hopefully get the ball back and the money I sent, but if not, that's the chance you take. But rest in peace, Mr. Lopez. Now let's get to the mail day. Shall we? We shall. This first one is a contest win from Scott. Reindeer Studios. The Picasso, the Van Gogh of YouTube. He draws great pictures, cards. He's working for his Holy Grail card. He also sent in the win, I got this, repacked wax, which he designed the cover. And get that standing up. All the cards are opened because I've tried this video numerous times and have had a jillion problems. He also sent this nice sticker. Love to collect the different logos of people. And he sent this nice note, Ed. Congrats on winning my little repacked wax giveaway, and thanks for all of your support. Keep being a superstar, Scott. And Scott is certainly a superstar, big Indians fan. But he also sent some extras outside of the repacked wax. Sent these cards that he drew. Little Bo Bichette there. Boba Fett. Did that for Aranya Boys, I believe. And also we got Mr. Larry Doby sporting that Tribe uniform. Not their current name. I don't call him by that current name. And also we got Mr. Jackie Robinson with the B, Brooklyn. Brooklyn Dodgers, yes. Not the LA Dodgers. My grandfather never rooted for the Dodgers again once they left Brooklyn. They broke his heart, he said. And my favorite, Mr. Henry Louis Aaron, wearing the M on his hat for the Milwaukee Braves. The all-time home run king. It's not Barry Bonds, it's this guy. One of the greatest players of all time. He doesn't get enough respect, I think, overall in history. He should. He just had a superb career in baseball. And then Scott also sent another generous thing, autograph card of Eric Dampier, doing a little sky hook there and a fleer. And then he sent this Mark Aguirre card, wearing the Pistons uni back with the Bad Boys. He started out with the Mavericks and then went to Detroit. He went to college at DePaul University in Chicago. But he was a good scorer. Liked him in Stratomatic basketball when we used to play it as kids. Could score a lot. Wasn't a great defender, though. And also in the repacked wax, what was in there? Well, we got this one, Tracy Murray. Nice card of him wearing a Portland uni, dunking the ball. Then we got Mr. Lionel Simmons, the L Train out of LaSalle University there in Philly, playing with the Kings. Then we got Mr. Kyrie Irving doing a little jump shot with the Cavs there. And then we got Mr. Andre Iguodala sporting a Golden State uni back when they were in Oakland. And of course, they're in San Francisco. And we got Mr. Lafayette Lever, better known as Fat Lever. He wasn't fat, played with the Nuggets. I used to really like those Nugget uniforms. They were so colorful and some of my all-time favorite unis for sure. Now we got this nice mosaic of Mr. Patty Mills with San Antonio. Foily foily, as Freedom Sufferer would say. And then we got Mr. Goran Dragic sporting the Heat uni. We also got Mr. Andrew Lang going up for the rebound with the Hawks uniform. And we got Mr. Chris Mullen sporting the Golden State uniform there at a St. John's in New York. He's a Hall of Famer, Mr. Mullen. We got this nice one from 79, 1980. All-Star Marcus Johnson of the Bucks out of UCLA. Mr. Johnson also did a little acting. If you ever saw the movie White Men Can't Jump with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, he was in it. They were playing in a schoolyard, and Wesley and Woody Harrelson's characters beat him and another guy, and he was upset. He went to rob a store, put on a mask with a gun, and the guy behind the counter knew who he was, and he said, okay, give me some money for the gun, because he wanted to pay the two off, and also he then got out his razor and threatened to cut people. So, Mr. Johnson there. We got Mr. Dana Barros, Boston College, sporting that Sonics uni, going up against Mark Eaton of the Jazz. Hopefully Seattle will get an NBA team. I think they're getting punished because they never built that publicly funded arena that the NBA demanded. Montreal should get a baseball team as well, bring back the Expos. Here we got Mr. Fred Brown, say it again, lock you down, wearing that Sonics uni. Supersonics. And then we close out Mr. John Williams of the Bullets, going up against the Lakers, and that's AC Green on the card. So great cards all around. Thank you, Scott. Check out Reindeer Studios. You will not be disappointed. All right. Now we come up with the next Mail Day. This one came from Utah. This guy's a great member of the community. Got this as a contest win from the Card Wolf, CW. The Bob Ross of YouTube. He just has that soothing voice. Very nice. I can relax watching his videos. It says, Ed, 300 subscriptions would not have been possible without you. I'm so grateful for your support and encouragement of the channel. I can't tell you how much it means to me to reach this milestone. I hope that you enjoy these cards, and of course, I hope that you continue to enjoy the channel as well. Well, I can answer that. Yes on the cards and yes on the channel. He's got a superb channel. The cards that he sent, and he had this big binder, and all you had to do was say which cards you liked. And I said, well, I'll take any Mets or Yankees anybody doesn't want. He was kind enough to send them to me. I got this 85 record breaker, the Doctor, Dwight Gooden. Youngest 20-game winner in modern history. Very good story for the kids, too. Wasted talent. He was on his way to the Hall of Fame, and he blew it. It's very sad. Mr. Wade Boggs here. We're in that sexy uni, the Yankees uni, to quote Slapnuts, sexy uni. And the upper deck card. Sorry, Red Sox fans. Then we got Mr. New Age performer Robinson Cano taking a swing at Yankee Stadium there. Looks like opening day. There's a little bunting on the back there. And another Dwight Gooden card. Looks like it's spring training there. And then we got a little Keith Hernandez swinging away at Shea Stadium. His helmet flew off. I think that's against the Giants. And look at the background. He's broadcaster for the Mets now, and he's sidelined with an injury. Should get in the Hall of Fame, I think. And here's a guy that was also going to get in the Hall of Fame one day, but didn't happen. Daryl Strawberry, another waste of talent. Could have been one of the all-time greats. He was a very good player, but just kind of sad. And last but not least, one of my all-time favorites, Dave Winfield. We're not Yankees. He's got the look on his face like, what do you want from me? So thank you, CW. He does rips. He does one of my favorites, Dorking with Dice, where he has a box of cards, rolls the dice, the number, he picks the pack out of the box, which corresponds with the number, and opens the cards. And they look great. Does a vintage rips, too. He's got some great ones. This next one is a friend mail. I didn't even expect it, from a great guy in New York, TTM Mike. And Mike does rips. He shows you what he purchases at flea markets. He gets great deals. And he does TTMs as well. Mike's a great guy. Really appreciated this. He sent this note. Hey, Ed. Hope all is well with you and your family. Just sending you a few retro packs to rip, Ed. Hope you pull something good. Take care, buddy. TTM Mike. Mike, thank you, sir. It was very, very kind of you. Super kind. And he sent a bunch of packs. First packs, these Nolan Ryan cards by Advil. I got a headache, and the cure is Nolan Ryan cards. And I like to keep the wrapping for some reason. I don't know why, I just do. What was in the pack? Yeah, this one, Rangers opening night pitcher. Nolan throwing some heat. And then we got Getting Hot. Nolan on the mound there with that fastball. Then he sent a bunch of packs. Coca-Cola presents Denny's Grand Slam 1993 Upper Deck cards. And these cards, fabulous. They look fabulous. First one, Dante Bichette. Sporting a Rockies unit. Look at that. Foily action. Freedom Sufferer. Where are you? And with the Rockies. I liked him when he played with the Rockies. Hit a bunch of homers. He's, of course, the father of Bo Bichette. A shout out to Ken at Ken's Cardboard. He's a Rockies fan. Then we got Mr. Andy Van Slyke sporting a Pirate uni with the Buccos. He was a solid player in his day as well. Hall of Very Good, I would put him in. Shout out to Math Bowler, who's a Pirate fan. And then we got Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man with the O's. One World Series in his career, and that was good. 2-time MVP. Got to see him play in Baltimore when they were the only team in town when he lived in Washington, D.C. at one time. Shout out to Scott. Autographs 2000, and CW with the Card Wolf. They're both O's fans. And then we got Mr. Robin Ventura, sporting a Sox uniform, a Southsider. Got that uni on. Looks better in a Yankee uni, but very colorful. I like that. And then we got this one. Mr. Juan Gonzalez with the Rangers. 2-time AL MVP. Future Hall of Famer? Maybe. You never know. But I want to say thank you again to my man Mike. Very appreciative, very surprising that you sent it, and I liked them. They're great cards. Thank you, buddy. And again, check him out. And the fourth shout-out, last but certainly not least, is a young gentleman from Florida. It's Liam at Junior Baseball Fanatic 12. He was holding a fundraiser to raise money for his Little League team. They were in the postseason, shall we say, his all-star team, and they were playing to hope to get to the Little League World Series. They didn't make it, but, they had a great season. They were Florida District 16 and Section 6 champs. Much better than the Little League teams I played on. We never got out of districts. And I got this nice sticker there with his name, YouTube name, little picture there, and right on there, 2022 Florida District 16 and Section 6 champions, and the Venice flag, Venice Little League. And he sent a great note. Said, Ed, thank you so much for your generosity and support this all-star season. It was amazing. Your friendship and kindness mean so much to me. I always learn so much from watching your videos. Your friend, Liam, number 12, Junior Baseball Fanatic. And I also want to say this is great handwriting. Perfect. I can read it. You'd have a tough time reading mine, though. What else did I get? This great card. There he is, All-Star Liam. Styling and profiling. Like Ric Flair there. The Nature Boy. He's got the sunglasses on, sporting the shades. He's got the long hair. I'm jealous. I can't grow that type of hair. If I did, I'd have a skullet. I'd look like Ben Franklin or Hulk Hogan. So I just shaved the old cue ball there. Shave it off. But wish I could grow hair like that. And on the back, 2-time City Cut champion with Roberts Insurance. And 2-time All-Star District 16 and Section 6 champion. And he's got a YouTube content creator. So check out Liam. He does rips with his family fight night. Super fun. Nice young man. The future of this hobby. Hey, he makes the major leagues one day. I got his card. I got his rookie card. There you go. All right. And then we got some pickups to help some sets out. The first are two 1985 football cards. One is Warren Moon, the rookie Moon. I didn't have that. And the final one, John Elway. So that completed that set. I go on to 1986 now as the next set. Still working on my 77, 78 hockey set, my 71 baseball set. And we got this card from 81-82 to complete the basketball set, Magic Johnson. Took a while to get him. For some reason, that card's really expensive. But I finally got that set finished. I also have the East, the Midwest, and the West sets as well, which they put out. And last but not least, this one helps my 1971 top set. It is card number 630, Roberto Clemente. This card's expensive, but this was way under the prices that were being quoted. And I showed my wife, and she said, okay, get it. You need it. So thank you to my wife for letting me purchase it, because I got to run everything through her. She's the boss. So I was able to get this. Now I'm down to about 53 cards for the set. Dick Allen and the Don Baylor rookie cards are going to be the most expensive ones, I think, left. But next one up is the 624, the Oakland A's team card. And I also wrote to a couple of teams. Sent them some emails. The first came all the way from Missouri, Kansas City, the Chiefs. What did they send me? They sent me a picture of Casey Wolf, their mascot. They're in a motorcycle. But on the front, here's another picture. It's got the preprint, and then he signed a card for me. So, nice addition to the mascot collection there. Thank you to the chefs. This next one came from Canada. And, hey, Canada's got the same mail problems we have, because I got it in this. You know, almost like the We Care here in the United States. This was an apology from the Canada Post Corporation. It says, Dear customer, we sincerely regret that your mail item is damaged. It was found in this condition in the mail stream. Okay, and they got a number to call or website if there's any liability, which there's not, but they also sent it in French, so maybe I can learn some French with that, but, well, got that. Gotten that in English from the United States as well, so kind of, here it is, from Edmonton, Canada, the Oilers, and that's how it came, all ripped on the bottom there. What did I get from the Oilers? I got two things. They sent me this autograph card of Hunter, the mascot there. Signed it on the front. I don't know if that's 7L or 7 something. But there's the back. A little history of him. 6'6", 200 pounds. Born in 2012. So, thank you for that. And they also sent this picture. Hunter. Oh, 72, I guess that was. There you go. Number 72. It says Hunter 2 Ed. Best wishes, Hunter. And right up here is where the rip occurred. But that's not bad at all. Thank you, Oilers. And now to the TTMs. Try this again. I've been trying all the time now to get this video going. First one took 14 days. There was no fee. It came from New York State. And this card I got was a 1 of 1. This card I got in one of those Fairfield boxes from Walgreens, you know, with the big chunk of cards. I figured I'd send to this guy. I saw that he signed. I looked it up. And that's Mr. Pat Lennon wearing the AAA Calgary Cannons uniform, speaking of Canada. Must have been a Cubs affiliate because we're in a Cubs hat. He nicely signed that card for me. And Mr. Patrick Orlando Lennon. Tell you a little bit about him. Born on April 27th, 1968 in Whiteville, North Carolina. He's 54. In 1986, in the Major League Baseball draft, he was picked in the first round with the 8th pick by the Seattle Mariners. Shout out to Eddie. Eddie's Cardboard Chaos. He's a Mariners fan. He played in the major leagues from 1991 to 1999 with a couple stints in the minors. He played with the Mariners, the Royals, the A's, and the Blue Jays. After his major league career ended, he played with the Long Island Ducks of the Independent Atlantic League, where for 4 seasons he hit .311, .327, .323, and .291. His major league career, he hit .265 with 2 homers and 22 RBIs. 2 more homers than I had and 22 more runs than I ever batted in. So thank you, Mr. Lennon, signing that AAA card there. Much appreciated. And the second one came from Memphis, Tennessee, home of Elvis. Took over 30 days, about 35 days, and it came from a great wide receiver, and there was no fee. That's Mr. Put that there, Stanley Morgan, signed the 90 Fleer and the 82 in action. He put my name on both cards. I don't care, and his number. Don't care if they sign them to me. That's fine. Great receiver in his day, Mr. Stanley Douglas Morgan, born February 17th, 1955 in Easley, North Carolina. He attended the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Shout out to Johnny Serena. He's a native Tennessean. This gentleman, Mr. Morgan, played wide receiver, running back, kick returner, and punt returner. In the 1977 NFL Draft, he was taken in the first round with the 25th pick by the New England Patriots. That year, Ricky Bell went first to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and right behind him at number 2 was the Dallas Cowboys, and they picked Pitt running back Tony Dorsett. So a very good draft that year. Mr. Morgan played his career from 1977 to 1990. All but one season he played with the New England Patriots. He finished up his career in 1990 with the Colts. He averaged in his first 6 seasons over 20 yards per reception with a career high and then franchise record 24.1 yards per reception in 1978. He led the NFL in receiving touchdowns in 1979 with the then Patriots record 12. His best season came in 1986 when he caught 84 passes for then Patriots record 1,491 yards and 10 touchdowns. When he left the Patriots, he held the franchise record in every receiving category. His 10,352 yards is still the franchise record. He played in Super Bowl 20 for the Patriots, where they got crushed by the Bears, but he was probably their best offensive weapon. He had 6 catches for 51 yards. His whole career, he had 557 receptions, 10,716 receiving yards, 19.2 yards a catch, and 72 touchdowns. He made the Pro Bowl 4 times. He's a member of the New England Patriots all 1970s and 1980s teams, and is in the New England Patriots Hall of Fame. His numbers are better than some of the Hall of Famers that are in there. Not all of them, but a few. And hopefully he will get in the Hall of Fame one day as well. So thank you, Mr. Morgan. This next one came from Florida. It took about 12 days. There was a $5 donation, and it's an 8x10 I sent out. I sent this one first to Mr. Doug Cruson, who was on the Dolphins, number 77, where he signed 17-0. And now Mr. Larry Little signed a photo of Don Shula getting carried off the field at the LA Coliseum when Miami defeated Washington in Super Bowl 7 to cap their perfect season. Tell you a little bit about Mr. Little. Larry Chapman Little, born November 2nd, 1945 in Groveland, Georgia. He's 76. Attended Bethune-Cookman in Florida. In 1967, he was available for the NFL draft and the AFL draft, and nobody drafted him, which means he was a free agent. He received free agent offers from the AFL's Miami Dolphins and San Diego Chargers, and then the Baltimore Colts and the NFL. Who did he sign with? The AFL's San Diego Chargers, and that's because they offered him the largest signing bonus of any team, $750. He played with them from 67 to 68, 2 seasons, and after the 68 season, they traded him to Miami. He was not happy about the trade. He said the Miami Dolphins at that time were not much. It's a great trade for the Dolphins, though. All he did was play on 2 Super Bowl winning teams in Super Bowl 7 and 8. He's a 5-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, and made the NFL's 1970s All-Decade team. Remember the Miami Dolphins Honor Roll? The Pro Football Hall of Fame, he was elected to that in 1993. He played in 183 games, of which he started 157. After his playing days, he became a college coach, where he coached Bethune-Cookman from 1983 to 1991, his alma mater, and he was named the MEAC Coach of the Year in 1984. He also coached North Carolina A&T from 1993 to 98. He had a collegiate record of 78 wins, 80 losses, and a tie. He did coach in one other league. In 1992, he coached the Ohio Glory in the World League of American Football, the WELAF, which eventually became NFL Europe. In 1999, the Sporting News did a list of the 100 greatest football players of all time, and Mr. Little was ranked 79th. His brother David, younger brother David Little, would play for the Steelers as a linebacker. So I will send this out to other Dolphins, Dick Anderson, Manny Fernandez, and some others. We'll not send it out to Bob Greasy. He takes about a year, so hopefully I can catch him at a show to add his signature. And this fourth and final one is a baseball. Came from Arizona. Took about 28 days. That's Mr. Jim Marshall, former player who played with the 1962 Mets, which he nicely put on top there. He sent my $5 back, so thank you, Mr. Marshall. And he also sent this. Mr. Marshall sent this nice 62 card, which I didn't send to him. He sent it on his own and signed it. The airbrushed hat. I believe that's him in a Giants uniform, which he played for before he came to the Mets. A little bit about Mr. Marshall. Rufus James Marshall was born on May 25th, 1931 in Danville, Illinois. He's currently 91. His family moved to California, where he eventually attended Long Beach State University. He started his pro career in 1950 in the Pacific Coast League. He led the PCL in homers with 31 and RBIs at 123 in 1954, while he was playing with the Oakland Oaks. That was a team that Billy Martin had played on before he got to the majors. And also Casey Stengel had managed him before he took over the Yankees. Mr. Marshall made his major league debut with the Orioles on April 15th, 1958. He played in the majors from 1958 to 62 with the Orioles, the Cubs, the Giants, the Mets in 62, as he was an original Met, and then played for the Pirates in 62. He was briefly with the Red Sox, but he never appeared in an official game for the Red Sox because they traded him to the Giants for pitcher Al Worthington during spring training 1960. In the majors, he hit .242, hit 29 homers, and drove in 106. After his baseball days in the majors were over, he went to Japan, where he played from 63 to 65. He hit .268, hit 78 homers, and drove in 252 runs. He became a minor league coach, eventually a major league coach, and took over the Chicago Cubs managing job in 1974, and stayed there till 76. He managed the Oakland A's as well in 1979. He I don't know if he still is, I think he might be, or was a senior advisor for the Pacific Rim operations for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So thank you, Mr. Marshall. Appreciate that. And that concludes this episode. I appreciate everybody who stayed this long. I know 32 minutes is a long time, but it's been a while since I did a video. Had a lot of stuff to get through. I appreciate you staying. If you did do all the whole thing, if you scrolled through and went to the end, that's okay too. I appreciate you at least watching the video here and there. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, if you like it, subscribe. Don't cost nothing. Same as subscribing to those channels I shouted out. Don't cost nothing. You make everybody happy. If you didn't like the channel, the video, whatever, hit subscribe anyway. Maybe something down the line will have you like. Always like to give out a little history on everybody, what I get. And I hope you're doing well, staying safe for everybody in Florida, South Carolina, Puerto Rico. I hope you're all doing well after Hurricane Ian. Be safe, be kind to each other. Have a good night. I hope you all enjoyed your football games. I did. My Giants won, barely, but take the win. Tonight, I say good night to Kenya.